Welcome to my channel, this is Nomadic J. Today I am talking to you live from Chapultepec Park in Mexico City. And today I'm going to give you 10 of the worst mistakes that tourists make when visiting Mexico City. Let's start right now. Let's start off with the traffic. Number 10. The traffic is horrendous here. And we're not talking about the normal rush hour traffic like morning and afternoon. We're talking about even in the middle of the day. Sometimes you can be thinking you can go from one place to the next, and all of a sudden you run into a roadblock and you don't know why. They block off traffic a lot here. I mean, it's whether it's a protest, whether it's just, I don't know, dignitaries coming through the city, traffic can be definitely concerning here. Keep in mind, this city has 22 million people. It's the 5th largest city in the world. So you got to expect some type of traffic. So don't expect to do things in the middle of the day, especially if as a tourist, and think you can go from one side of the town to the next, without having a plan. So traffic is definitely one of them. Number 9, expecting everything to be on time. No, it doesn't work here like that. If something is scheduled at 7 o'clock, it may not start at 7:30. If it's supposed to be 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it might not start at 3:30. I just understand it's not habitually late, but just to expect things to not be on time. Number 8, thinking everyone speaks English. Definitely don't rely on that, especially in Mexico City. Cancun, Playa del Carmen, yes. I mean, in the tourist areas, when the whole economy depends on tourists, yes. But in Mexico City, no. I mean, this is my second time here. The first time, I can probably count the number of time I ran into someone who spoke English. So keep in mind, English tourism is a big thing here, but it's not the only thing. So it's not catered to just one language because of tourism. Don't expect everyone to speak English. Learn a little Spanish before you get here. Number 7, thinking that every salsa or chili is so hot, it's inevitable. That is definitely what you don't need to be thinking about. The worst mistake that tourists make when coming to Mexico City. Mexico City is the home of the salsa. There are too many to count. They come in like chili, cilantro, red tomato, green tomato, pepper, and the intensity can vary from one salsa to the next. So don't assume that all salsa are hot. Number 6. Now this one is really a no-brainer. Tap water. Don't drink the tap water in Mexico City. Enough said. I think we probably heard that anything outside, well, not the U.S., but other cities, but other countries, but definitely outside the U.S., you shouldn't be drinking the tap water. And Mexico City is no different. I've only been in like a couple cities during my travel, especially in the last 7 months, where you can actually drink the water, the tap water. And that's Bogota, Colombia, and Medellin, Colombia. So don't drink the tap water. Enough said. Number 5, trying to pay everything with a credit card. You can do that at a lot of places, especially at hotels, anytime international restaurants, or just restaurants in the area. But when you're talking about the food stands, the taco stands, all the different places that you should try out when you come to a city like this, no. In most cases, you need bills. Small bills. A lot of times they don't have, change. So obviously you want to make sure you have local currency to pay for anything. You know what I mean? So don't just rely strictly on credit card. And if you're going to rely strictly on credit card, and if you're in a restaurant, an international restaurant, any type of restaurant, and use a credit card, just understand if you want to tip the waiter, you probably need to do that with cash. Because a lot of time, if you just put it on the credit card, that's 9 times out of 10, they're not going to get it. So have a little cash with you and not just strictly rely on credit card. Number 4, eating only in the restaurants. Let's see, this is an international city. They have all type of restaurant, from local cuisine to international cuisine. So I can understand that you want to spend most of your time just eating only in restaurants. But they also have thousands and thousands of streetcars with all real good food. And why not just support your local streetcar? I mean, there's plenty of them. So try to mix it up. Eat some of your meals with the streetcar. You're gonna be glad you did. So, number 4. All right, number 3, thinking that the city is unsafe. Listen here, this is a big city. And like any big city, there's always areas that you want to be you want to stay away from. And Mexico City is no different. But if you've been following my channel, you know that I do a lot of walking. I walk everywhere, and I've never felt unsafe in this city. I walk everywhere, everywhere. So definitely don't assume that the city is unsafe. You know, there's no reason for you to go into bad neighborhoods. If you go into mostly tourist areas, most of the tourist areas are safe. So don't assume that the city is unsafe. All right. All right. The second thing you want to do is make sure you have a plan. This city has a lot of just tourist attraction, a lot of things to see. I mean, it's a beautiful city, and there's so much to see. And you really should have a plan, especially if you're only visiting for a limited time. You really should prioritize what you really want to see, because you might not be able to see it just because of location, logistic. I mean, any reason. There's just so much to see in the city. So really have a plan on what you want to see in the city and prioritize it. That way you can kind of at least get the most important things out of the way, just in case you don't have enough time to see everything during your trip. All right, and the last mistake that tourists make when visiting Mexico City is the weather. Thinking the weather is hot. This is not Cancun. This is not Playa del Carmen. This is Mexico City, high elevation. The average temperature year-round is between 43 and 80. The times I've been here, just been basically in the 70s. And at nighttime, it's like 46 to 50. It's chilly at night. It's cold at night. Not as chilly as in the U.S. at night, 45 or 50, but it's definitely cold at night. So you definitely always need to bring a jacket. Even in the daytime, you know, if you step out in the sun, it can feel like 77. But if you step under the shade, it can feel like 63, just like that. So you always will bring a jacket with you, a small jacket, sweater, whatever. Don't assume it's going to be hot here. Not in Mexico City, ever. This is pretty much the temperature year-round. And I have one bonus. This is really for my African-American viewers. Don't assume, because you're black, that the Mexicans are just going to look at you or stare at you. Believe it or not, I had that assumption when the first time I was here. Not necessarily in the tourist area, but just in a regular neighborhood I just happened to walk through. And I assumed, since I was clearly the only one that looked like this, or black, I assumed everybody's going to kind of stare at me. But it's like, you don't belong here. No, they won't stare at you. In fact, they didn't pay attention to me. Same thing with the kids. Don't worry, they're not going to stare at you. And that's like that throughout Mexico. I didn't feel that in Playa del Carmen, and I didn't feel that even in Cancun. I haven't been to other cities. So I'm assuming it's a Mexico thing. They're not going to stare at you because you don't look like them. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will definitely see you in the next video.